How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Loose Cannons podcast. What the hell is he doing here? Who invited him on here? What's he doing? What's going on? This is an Arsenal podcast. It's a Reds podcast. London is red. What's this blue guy doing here? He's my brother, people, and we've had a little talk off air, and the big six is later on today. So make sure you're subscribed. But we're gonna get the unbiased tactical talk, Matisse, today. Tactical talk. That was the name of your show, right, James?
Yeah, talking tactics. That's a throwback.
Big throwback. Big throwback.
Yeah. What a time that was.
Talking.
Yeah, no one really watched it.
No, it was for us. It wasn't for them anyway.
It was for us. So, like, respect to the 10 viewers out there who did tune in. Without that show, I wouldn't have exploded into the superstar I am today. So thank you so much. If anything, it probably held Matisse back. He probably would have got to 100K a bit earlier. But yeah, that was a good time. Look forward to running it back.
James burst onto the scene there. It was mad.
Everyone's on their own journey. Let us know if you're one of those 10 people in the comments below, people. If you want to see Talking Tactics back, then this is the place to let us know. Hey, Matisse, what are you saying, though, man? We got the unbiased version of you today. I know you're a bit giddy off the back of the European stuff.
Yeah.
Look at your face.
It's early, innit? You know what I mean? It's early, so I just want to say, first of all, Jordan, it's an absolute pleasure. Do you know what I mean? You are the best. You are the best panelist, honestly, ever. Like you are just insane. Yeah, you are the best. Without you, this podcast, it's not the same. You take it to that next level. For me, the best we've had.
Well done.
The best. I just want to get that out of the way, bro. Okay. Yeah,
he's got the counter press ready, Jordan.
He has. He's on, man. I like it. You like it. I mean, to be fair, it's about time someone said it, but I know that it's in slight jest. But I'll take it.
Yeah, I know it's a joke, but it still hurts. That's what I'm saying.
I've been watching, bro. I've been watching. It's brilliant. I was like, he's not going to do it to me.
I had a line for you as well, but I can't do it now.
Yes,
you killed me. Fair play.
He's done the Eminem 8 Mile. He put it all in before you could take the mic.
He has. He's disarmed me already. Like, I can't even do my line. The line was sick as well.
But this is the first time you two are doing a bit of content together, isn't it?
Yeah, first time I met Matisse, man. I've never met you before, bro. I watched a lot of your stuff, man, and honestly, it is good to have you here because
you've never met.
No, I've never met, man.
You guys were at my birthday like 2 years ago together.
But
I wasn't there very long. I might have missed him.
Yeah, we didn't cross paths at all.
Nah. But I do want to say though that I do actually like your content. I don't like most people's content. Most people's content is nonsense, especially Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans all talk nonsense, and I include my dad in that as well. But I do like your takes, and a bit like where Culture Cam's on. Like, I can't stand Man United, but I like people that can be balanced and can be unbiased. There's a time to shoot. There's a time to back your team, but there's a time to, like, fair is fair. And you're one of the few, and by few I mean one, that of the Chelsea camp that actually I can listen to this man. You know what I mean? So big up your team.
Appreciate it, man. No, I'm looking forward to this.
He found a new way to say you're the best guest. I mean, I like it, Jordan. On the spot. I love it. The wordplay, beautiful.
I see your banter and I match it. Yeah.
Come on.
Obviously, we got some Champions League stuff to talk about. I say stuff. Another elite night under Mikel Arteta and a lot of these players in the calendar year. We've had a couple of those now. Real Madrid, Bayern. But Chelsea have had one of their own right before the big one this Sunday. I've dubbed it the best team in the world versus the world champions.
Well done.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're both shameless, but yeah,
they are. We want that gold patch on Sunday. That's what I'm going for. But before we get into all of that, let's talk.
Sounds like WWE. Like we're gonna walk away with the belt. But yeah, okay, nice. I like that. Fair play.
I got my scissors ready. My scissors are ready for the mob. So if we get that W, then I'll be cutting up a Chelsea shirt live on set. Look at his face.
You're crazy.
I'm getting that gold patch one way or another, brother.
Yeah, this is mad.
But yeah, let's go. Bayern Munich. what a night! I mean, last night we all actually predicted a draw between the three of us, me, Jordan, and James. Laura, the guest, predicted an Arsenal win. We'll get into the table stuff later and the star man and all of that points difference and whatnot, because there is a bit of change there, even though we all predicted a draw. But a draw, it wasn't to be. We utter domination, control, class, confidence. Apart from the first 20 minutes where they had more possession, we ran the show, created a hell of a lot of chances. It probably should have been 5-6-1 in that second half. James, you wasn't there for this one, was you?
No, my dad and brother took those tickets.
That's all right. That's all right. The show looked good before as well.
I spoke to my brother after the game. I was like, you probably had your best 2 nights at the Emirates ever, back to back, because he was with me at the North London Derby and then went to this game as well. Yeah, shall I start? Shall I just give some thoughts briefly?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, we're quite fucking good, aren't we? Like,
so say it quietly. We got an up in the room, just a bit more quiet.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if I could swear this early, but we are 6 minutes in. We do tend to waffle, so good for us. We are so good, you know, and that's not. Forget the Chelsea chat. We'll get to that. Chelsea had a brilliant result. I think Sunday's gonna be a really tough game, but Bayern Munich. I think the most impressive thing about the performance is you can't say the line "we made Bayern look bad" or anything like that, because they didn't look bad. That first half, they played really well. I thought they moved the ball around really well. They had us chasing. We went for a man-for-man press. We decided to match them. We decided to go duel for duel. Every player had to win their individual battles, and not every player did. And a lot of that first half was Arsenal trying to nullify them, sort of doing it, but not. Like, there was enough in terms of covering men and sort of everyone just sort of, I don't know, finding a way to kind of stop Bayern, but they had to work really, really hard. And ultimately, the best chances still fell to us in the first half, even though they scored a great goal. And that, you know, what was it? Not long before half time. But then that second half, it was like whatever we did in the first half, we fine-tuned it. We went, all right, this is what worked, this is what didn't. Go again, be more aggressive, show that you're fitter, show that you've now worked them out in that first 45. And we utterly dominated them in that second half. Not an exaggeration to say we could have had 4 goals in that second. We were really, really, really good. The substitutions from Arteta were spot on. Calafiori, Ben White and Odegaard didn't really do too much. They came on with the game was won. But Madueke, I thought, looked really, really good. Martinelli obviously got the winner. Eze had some big moments again in the game. And we made, you know, again, it's not that we made them look average, but because like I said, that first half, I thought Bayern were impressive. You know, I've watched a lot of reactions. A lot of people said that there was a lot of encouragement there for Bayern in that first half. But by the second half, we made them look at least completely figured out. Like we had got to a point where, right, we understood what we were doing, we understood what they were doing. And then we just grabbed control of the game. I don't think we had control in that first half. I think we matched them, then we did some good stuff. Then we had control of them. And the second we did. And that is so impressive for a side that haven't lost all season. And many, you know, declared as the best in Europe. So I was so impressed with Arsenal.
Even Mikel dubbed them the best team in Europe. In the post match. Jordan, let's go to you. Before you bring in your other list of points. How you feeling about the big win?
Oh, mate, I'm buzzing, bro. It's funny because I've woke up. I'm in Finland at the moment, and I woke up this morning, and I just kind of jumped online and saw a lot of the reactions to Liverpool, the Liverpool game, right, and even Spurs, but more so Liverpool, and the feeling that they're going through with the current state their club and team is in right now. Like, they're in a bad place, right? And I just thought to myself, we are the opposite. As Arsenal fans, we're on cloud 9. We literally are on cloud 9 right now, which is a complete, we're at a different end of the scale to where Liverpool fans are, and it feels really, really good to be following Arsenal in a time when, as James says, we're really, really good. Yeah, the ops will say you got to crown it off with a title, with a trophy, which is true. But it just feels good, first of all, to be an Arsenal fan. I was in the bar last night watching the game, and everyone in the bar there were lots of Bayern fans in there actually, and even they were like, "We're good, but you lot have made us look pretty normal in that second half." So high praise coming from them. The thing for me that I loved about that second half, right, was that when it was 1-1, guys, there was a 15-minute period where we were putting it on them, putting it on them, putting it on them. And the thing that I loved, guys, was everybody knew the goal was coming.
Yeah.
It was a really good feeling just knowing the goal's coming. I think we as fans knew it. I think the players knew it. I think Bayern knew it. Everybody knew the goal's coming. Like it's only a matter of time before we get this goal. And then the goals did come. I thought Marino could have had two, definitely one in that second half. You should have
Could have
scored
had
at
three.
least one. Yeah, I thought some of his finishing was poor. My boy Double M, he let me down that second half. That touch from Eza in the first half, right? I know man that used to watch pornos, right? And they would get more excited about that touch than some of their top pornos. But I don't watch porn, so I'm talking about a friend, not me,
Some
not
of
me, guys.
the
Not
top pornos, you know.
brother.
Wait.
I'm saying back in, not me. I'm not that guy. But some of my friends used to watch porn. They would get that touch from Eze was actually more arousing. They would say than some of their
they,
top porn stars.
they would say.
They
Yeah,
would
not me,
say,
Turkish. I'm not that guy. I'm
you're a
not that guy.
messenger.
Yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm just saying
And
the
this
touch
show is
and
sponsored by.
and
Please
then
scan the QR code.
and then the nutmeg. He's feeling himself right now. Let's have it right. Eza is feeling himself right now, and I'm here for it. The pass from Eza to Martinelli again, it's perfect. We've seen that pass before at Man City. He's done it again. He's done it again. Martinelli, that goal, that's becoming kind of his trademark now. Come on, the second half, game opens up, spacing behind. He's a problem. That seems to be his role now. It was a masterclass from Mikel Arteta as well, because the way he managed that second half as well, as James mentioned, Ben White and Odegaard went on for long, but they got a few minutes, easing them back in. Took Saka off with 20 minutes to go. Smart decision. The only thing I think he could have maybe done, which he didn't do, is maybe take off Rice earlier. But I think he maybe need Rice to see that game out at 3-1, because he's so dominant. We'll get to discussion around Chelsea in a little bit for sure. But whenever I see Caicedo, I love Caicedo. If I'm being real, when we signed Rice, I wanted Caicedo. I think Caicedo is one of the best. He's an absolute beast. I love him. But then whenever I see Declan Rice, I lean towards Rice. And then I watch Chelsea and I'm like, I think Caicedo has the edge. And then I see Rice again and I'm like, I think it's Rice. So that's going to be a great battle on the weekend. But just come back to the game. Finally, for me, Bayern Munich are the team, guys, that have inflicted moments on me in the past that I would never forget. There's two games in my Arsenal history that will never ever leave my soul. The Liverpool 5-1, that game will never ever leave my soul. Never ever. I was at work almost crying when we lost that game.
Yeah,
The Suarez one. The Suarez one, where they scored 4 goals in like 3 minutes.
Do you know what's so crazy was I didn't even think of that one. Yeah. They've killed us so many times at Anfield, but you're right.
That game was traumatic to me. And then the other one was, it wasn't even they beat us 5-1 the Emirates twice in I think 3 years, but it wasn't the 10-2. I mean, that was bad. I think 2 years later they did it again and they battered us 5-1 or 4-1 at the Emirates. And I just thought, what, Bayern Munich, one day, which is why I wanted 2 or 3 more goals, just to let them know. And the thing, and I'll defer to Matisse now, but the thing that really pleased me in that game was it felt like Arsenal on the European stage had arrived. You guys have heard me spoken in the last couple of years about the maturity needed to win a European Cup. You got to go for some, Matisse will also know, you got to go for some heartbreak before you win that European Cup. You got to go for the years where you get knocked out in the quarters, then the semis, then lose a final, and then you got to pay your dues into the bank of European football. And watching that second half yesterday, it felt like we've arrived. We've arrived at Europe. We might not win the European Cup, but it felt like we are on par now with the best teams in Europe, and we've paid our dues, and we're ready. I feel like we're ready now to get to a European Cup final. Whether we win it or not, we can discuss that at a later day. But that second half, I thought to myself, My team aren't hanging on here. My team aren't trying to do a sucker punch counter thing. No, my team are dominating and for last part that second half, battering one of the best teams, if not the best team in Europe right now. And that gave me a lot of encouragement to like, yeah, we've arrived. I'd have taken a draw. Even a loss wouldn't have been, tragic for us because of where we are on the table. But the fact that we were like, no. And this is why, sorry, final point. This is why I wanted to go strong in this game. Because I wanted to show Europe we're about this life now. We're not going to just sacrifice this game because Chelsea on Sunday. No. We're going to beat Tottenham. We're going to beat Bayern. And then we're going to brock up Chelsea because that's who we are right now. So I was really proud of my team yesterday. But the performance, even if that game finished 1-1, even if it finished 1-1, I'd still be proud of how we performed because performances matter. And we performed really, really well. So overall, I'm buzzing because the team are showing me they've come along. They've come a long way now. This European team, we'll qualify from the stage, and we can go to the Chelsea game now. I think feeling the Trossard one's a little bit of a slight black mark, but that aside, it was a perfect night for Arsenal.
You know what's mad is I ain't seen nothing like it. And I've seen us win titles, and I've seen us win doubles, and I've seen us go on invincibles.
Yeah.
And it feels weird to think, and even weirder to say, because this club have to, finalize this with trophies, right? But what we are doing, I've never seen it. Even in our pump when we were in the Champions League, we were always looked at as the underdog. I said it last season when we were circling around favourites for the competition and stuff. Up until the last year, maybe 2 years, Arsenal have never been in and around favourites for Champions League. And you said arriving on the scene. I think the Real Madrid one I was about to say last year. It was this calendar year, but this, last season, that was the arrival. And to have 2 elite nights, and I mentioned that at the start because it's important. Our elite European nights were few and far between, have been few and far between in the Champions League in my life and in others prior to that. This year we've had 2, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. The only other European team that belongs with those names in terms of getting one back over on is Barcelona, who knocked us out a hell of a lot over those years too. But the level of performance we're putting in, and I know it really matters. I was about to say only. It's not only, but it really matters come March, April, May. That's when you need to be the best team in Europe, because we are the best team in Europe right now. But right now is key here. Because last year, you look at PSG, for example, who, lost a couple group games one against us. They turned it around in the second half. So, yes, there's still work to do. I'm sure there's some Chelsea fans here and there's other ops that watch the show. We're not getting carried away here. What I'm seeing now, we are the best. That was the best team versus the best team. That was attack versus defense.
That's why Turkish. That's why Turkish. This one felt more important than the Madrid one. Madrid weren't the best team in Europe last season. They're still Real Madrid. They're still Bellingham and Mbappe and Vinicius, Courtois. They're still Real Madrid, but Real Madrid were not the best team in Europe. We beat probably the best team currently in Europe yesterday. Bayern Munich.
I think we needed Real to do what we did last night.
Probably.
We needed because that Real game last season. I remember the feeling. What was the last? Where was the last moment? It felt it was Bayern Munich in the knockout stages, and we not crumbled, but we didn't win the game, right? And that wasn't the great Bayern we know, or the greatest of Bayerns we've seen. So I think we needed that one to get over the line in terms of hold on. This whole favourites or being in and around favourites tag, there is kind of weight to it. And then this season now so far across all competitions, but this brings it all together because it was attack versus defense. We saw nothing from their attack. They scored 1 goal. It was the perfect goal. Kimmich, baller. Gnabry, perfect run, perfect pass, like just one touch. And Carl, all he had to do was finish it. I mean, the commentator started waxing lyrical about the finish. I mean, the finish was if he didn't finish it, I'd be worried. But it was just the perfect goal. Aside from that, Kane, Elise beat Lewis Skelly a couple of times, got in the box and did nothing. I actually think that's why Lewis Skelly got subbed in the second half, because he showed a couple of moments, which, listen, nothing against him. He doesn't play much, and you're in playing against Bayern Munich and one of the best wingers in the world. So it is a difficult one, but we nullified them to the point where the best attacking team had nothing. And on top of that, we had everything in that second half, because usually the nullification of an opposition comes with we're not creating as much chances as maybe we would like, or the quality on the pitch would tell. In that second half, I know most came from set pieces, but that first 15 minutes in the second half, set piece after set piece, Marino, Mosquera, point blank range, Rice free kick. You know, he couldn't do much else with it, but we was just hammering on that door until it bust. And you're right, Jordan. It felt like we're gonna do it, but it only felt like we're gonna do it because we've done it before in terms of we beating a Real Madrid now. I think that was the hoodoo we had to get over, and now it's about first stamping our authority as one of the best, and then going on to prove you're one of the best, if not the best, by winning it. So we're going to get into players and individuals, but I do want to get Matisse's opinion. Obviously, he's coming off the back of an impressive night of their own, Chelsea winning 3-0 against Barca, but it's not about Chelsea. It's about, you know, the high of seeing Chelsea beat Barca like that. I'm not saying the Arsenal result brings you back down to earth, but the Arsenal result coupled up with how you were feeling the night before, we're playing on Sunday. It's now become the opposition's Chelsea you must time. You know, everyone had their time so far. How was you feeling? Because I know you done a watch along, and I know you semi-reacted more so to Liverpool, but we've got you on the weekend. You saw Arsenal just smoke Bayern. I think that's fair.
That was a great reaction vid, by the way.
Bro, that was one of the hardest reviews I've ever had to do, because your game was my main focus, because of course I'm taking notes. I'm doing opposition analysis, scouting for the game coming up on the Sunday. So I'm watching, and it was a very interesting battle in the first half. Like you said, the man-to-man marking, they targeted the right-hand side, Skelly's side. They knew not to really bother with Timber too much. They went down the weaker side defensively. And you guys were just feeling your way into the game. I was looking at Carlos, obviously, everyone's been talking about him, 17 years old, all these things. But there was just too many goals. There's too many goals last night. So the highlight reel is long, and it was difficult to keep up. But I wouldn't say it took the sting out the win on Tuesday for me, just purely because I didn't know what to expect from you guys. Because like you said, you didn't really have anything on this game. And that is what makes the win more impressive, in my opinion, from my standpoint, because you really didn't need to do that. That was a bit unnecessary. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what we call unnecessary violence, because you guys, you're going to qualify in the top 8. You're very comfortable up there. Bayern Munich, the same. That could have very easily been a drag. It could have been very, you don't want to get injuries. Go on.
Matisse, sorry, but bear in mind, this is the team that spanked us 5-1.
Yeah.
It was unnecessary to even come to the Emirates, but they came and spanked us 5-1 again. Nah. It was very necessary last night.
I guess in that context, I get you. Yeah, it's true. It goes way back.
Personal.
We've had our own Bayern spanking as well under Lampard. So trust me, I know where it feels like. Do you remember they came to London and they literally went on tour? They went to the O2, they went to Wembley, they went round, they done their concerts, they killed Tottenham as well, got slapped one of them times, and then they just dipped. And that was all in the space of like 18 months. So
I said,
I
said on TalkSport that I took joy out of Neuer being basically at fault for 2 of the goals. It was so petty, but I just had to. Because he's just been part of teams that have dunked on us time and time again. I needed that guy to feel pain from us. So
he made a great save from Rice's effort as well. You know, when Rice went on that long busting run down that left-hand side. Firstly, I have to speak on Rice, because for me, right, we do the banter thing away from this, but he's ridiculous. He is ridiculous. And I heard his post-match interview, he's speaking about Caicedo, because obviously Jamie was really pushing the question on CBS. And he was like, listen, I put him in the team of the years. We ain't even playing the same position. If that pivot actually got formed, I remember we were interested in him under Lampard, and Lampard's come out many times on the quote and said, listen, he's a Chelsea fan, we should have got him. He was Cobham boy. He is literally the perfect pivot partner for Caicedo. Forget the comparison. That there is perfection in terms of that is title winning in itself. But
when don't forget, we was in for Caicedo January, and then the rumor was that we're gonna sign Rice, and we still want Caicedo. But sorry, go on.
Can you imagine? Can you actually imagine? Do you know what I mean? It would have really literally been over. I don't know, and I want to ask you guys if anything, because I don't know if you think this position that he's playing, which is, I think it's closer to what he was playing at West Ham, which is you're still able to get forward, you still have some license, but you are in that pivot next to Zubimendi, and you are deeper, but you're not necessarily playing as this box to box 8. I don't know. It's still box to box, but it's just different. Now Eze is like primarily the 10. It's just a different shape. It's more that 10 double pivot that I was speaking about. I think it was last season or season before. I remember when Rice was playing more left 8, and maybe he's getting into position. Sometimes people don't want to see him. I even heard David Beckham in the back of my head somewhere with the crossing ability, the deliveries. like the dead ball scenarios, everything that he's added to his game, as well as already being transitionally very, very bulletproof. The engine that he's got, he said he's as fit as he's ever been. He used to play centre back when he was younger as well. Like the goal against Burnley, he's just piecing everything together. And I'm like, yo, what kind of puzzle do you think you're building? What you actually? I've got something actually for this. I've got something.
Oh, it's got props. Is that the gauntlet?
And it even turns on.
No, that's so cool.
Let me see if I can even turn it on. Hold on. This is where it is. This is a reflection of what it is. Genuinely.
I don't know what that is. And for our
How did this
listeners,
come out? What's
maybe
this?
explain.
Is this Thanos?
You guys don't watch Avengers.
You don't
Is it
watch
Thanos?
Avengers? You know.
Yeah, Thanos basically collected what's called the Infinity Stones, which basically all had like a particular power, and he spent one movie collecting them all. So what you're carry on.
What I'm saying is, Declan Rice is collecting far too many stones. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, because I'm keeping an eye on it, and I'm seeing the different traits that he's picking up, and it's mind blowing. Honestly, it's mad.
Sorry, Matisse, I'll let you finish. I promise. But whilst we're on Declan Rice,
I'm not sure you will.
No, I will. One of my brethren last night was saying, if Arsenal win the Champions League this season, does Rice surpass Vieira?
Wow.
Stop asking me questions, man. Why you always don't ask this question, man?
Listen, my favorite Arsenal player is Patrick Vieira.
Wow.
He's my favorite Arsenal player. So this is coming from someone who is fully aware. I think Vieira gets underrated and disrespected. But I guess the question I'm asking is, what is it that Rice can't do that Vieira could?
It's not. I think it's more about the consistency that Vieira showed. Vieira came in as a young player to Arsenal, 97-98 double. He was integral with Petit. Then he had to reshape it over the next 3 years, and then he comes back double again in 01-02 integral, and then he becomes the captain, and then Invincibles in 04. So as much as Champions League, listen, I think any player that wins the Champions League for Arsenal, if it ever happens, please God, they become legends in their own right. But the whole comparison thing, I think. Listen.
But I think normally I'm with you. I don't like the comparison thing too much as well. But you're saying the only difference between the two at this stage is longevity.
Yeah, Vieira's resume for Arsenal is crazy.
My only difference is I think Vieira's passing range is better. Vieira's passing range was insane. I don't think Rice got the passing range that Vieira had. That aside,
Vieira was technically. I mean, Vieira's box-to-box runs were a bit more easy on the eye in terms of he'll dink it over a player, chest it down, cut in, whereas Rice is more of a tank, whereas Vieira could do the tank stuff as well and burst through. Right. I think, there's
a lot more va-va-voom going on there with Patrick Vieira. It's silk.
And let's not forget the most important differentiator, the Vaseline there. Until Rice does something iconic like that, I ain't hearing it.
And listen, Rice got the leadership qualities as well. So
yeah, he does. Yeah. He does.
I didn't watch peak Vieira. Was he a ball winner in midfield in the same way Declan Rice is? Now, I know he was a ball winner, obviously. I mean, bloody hell, otherwise you really don't know your history. But like Declan Rice, when I watched him yesterday, there was a moment we gave the ball away. He's maybe 5-10 yards ahead of the Bayern player. Eventually gets to Harry Kane, charges back, wins the ball, and then gets the crowd going. I'm like, this guy, he must be a nightmare to play against. He did against Spurs as well. All game, no player got any time because he ran all over them. So if and when Rice does win the accolades that allow us to have those conversations, I'll be so interested to go attribute by attribute with people who watch those guys week in, week out and go, who's got what? But the fact that this is even a conversation has been brought to the table speaks volumes of the level that Declan Rice is playing.
James, did you see Turkish? Turkish was going to say, stop asking me stupid questions. And then he stopped himself and he said, stop asking me these questions. I don't think it's a stupid question. I think it's a genuine, a fair comparison to make. We would love Patrick Vieira.
If it happens, it's a big if. That's why if it happens, then
I just thought I'd mention it because Matisse was waxing lyrical about him. But sorry, Matisse, you were talking and I interrupted you. So
that's the thing though, is
promised.
You got to get the trophies. That's it, isn't it? You have to get the trophies in the bank. You can't waste any more time because these players here, they're at a
They're
point
ready.
where the level that they're performing at is ridiculous. I'm looking at centre backs like Mascara just coming in, 4 injured centre backs that are part of, you know, really the best defense in the world. When we talk about Arsenal, I think the attack over the last couple of weeks, especially Tottenham, it's taken that next level kind of shift, I think, in terms of creativity. Eze is a big part of that because of the flow state and the guile that he's brought to the team in the last couple of games. But in regards to that defense, that has been that for years now. People have been waxing lyrical about that defense for time. And the fact that the backup centre backs have just come in and just not put a foot wrong and just seamlessly gone in, and you're rotating. Oh, we're playing Capia here, Mosquera here. Well, we might bring in Lewis Skelly. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Lewis Skelly really was the only weak point, and I wrote in my notes, he ain't playing against Chelsea, so who cares, really? It's do you know what I mean? Calafiori comes straight back in, and to put him up against top 3 wingers in the world for me and Elise, it's not really fair in the first place. So yeah, the performance was crazy. There's an inevitability about Arsenal that I clocked in that second half when you took it to another gear. I think your counter press was stupid as well, ridiculous.
Yeah,
Bayern couldn't play out. They were trying, and Upamecano gives the ball away. I'm like, part of me wants to cuss him because I do think there's a bozo gene there, but the other part of me likes to say there was nowhere to pass to, because when the problem with Kane, and Kane got locked up. I've never seen Kane this quiet. I've been waxing lyrical about Kane. He's put up stupid statistics. He's a legend of this game. He didn't get a sniff. I don't think he had a shot. I really actually don't think he had. So right, he didn't have a shot. The fact that he didn't have a shot for me is insane, because he's ridiculous. But there was no outball, because if they went long, you physically outmatched him, imposed yourself on him. You're quicker than him, so he's not getting him behind. And if he drops deep, all right, cool. You're dropping into Zubimendi and Rice's territory. Good luck. So it's like there was actually no outball, so they had to play out. But then on top of that, your press was fierce as well. So, and then on the set pieces, I mean, again, when you take, as a Chelsea fan, I understand the bitterness, because that was our thing. I remember the Cahills, the Terrys, the Ivanoviches, the Alexes, the Balaks, the Drogbas. I can go on and on. We used to be, when we used to rock up to the Emirates, that was our shtick. We used to say, right, we're the powerhouses. You guys play the football. We'll bang in the free kicks, set pieces, Drogba, side foot. And we're also going to do the corners as well, and the crossing and the headers. So I understand what that looks like on the European stage. That's how we got back into our Champions League final in Munich. The fact that you guys have got that on lock, the rest of Europe don't have a plan for that. Premier League are just now starting to find out, oh, the long throws, oh, the corners, oh, the set pieces. The Champions League, they have no idea. They have nothing. Nobody out there has anything to bring to the table in regards to this. It's not their bread and butter in their own leagues. You can just tell. I looked at Bayern Munich, I'm seeing Neuer flapping. I'm saying, yeah, this is it. It's done.
Matisse, I mentioned to the boys in our WhatsApp group the other day, all the talk around Gabriel being injured and that means that your set piece threat is gone. And I said to the boys, or reminded the boys, like, people forget, like, Gabriel is our biggest threat from set pieces for sure. But the last couple of years, Timber's got goals from set pieces. Saliba's got goals from set pieces. Calafiori's got goals from set pieces. Like, Marino's got goals from. We do have. I mean, Havertz didn't play, but we do have other set piece weapons. Gabriel just happens to be our best. But the idea that if Gabriel's out, you can't score goals from set pieces, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Marino yesterday was moving like Gabriel. He was. The amount of times he nearly got on the end of somebody. And to be honest, the most important part of the set piece is the set piece itself. First and foremost, it has to get to the place. And Saka and Rice, you know, especially in that second half, Saka corner after corner, every 3-4 minutes.
Ridiculous.
You just Marino, and then Rice has a free kick. Mosquera, the consistency and the level of free kicks and that threat alone is just crazy. But Matisse is right. Adding the open play stuff recently, I think ever since Newcastle, that change in the midfield is grown and grown and grown. We just spoke about Rice, and I think he was man of the match 100%. I think Caicedo was man of the match against Barca for Chelsea. That sets up Sunday very well. But I think Zubimendi probably deserves a little conversation here as well, because he provides the platform. And I think even though Kimmich had the moment, and Kimmich has the glory, Kimmich has the reputation, the resume, I think we talked about Rice. I think Eze played his part in that midfield, especially that second half, the first 15, 20 minutes. But Zubimendi, he does go under the radar a lot, but he is the platform for I think Rice's improvement, dare I say. Rice does look better this season. James, this is probably one more for you. But yeah, Zubi, is it worth giving him a shout because he goes so under the radar? I know there's other players in the forefront that get a goal or an assist, but he's just something else.
I gave him a shout after the North London derby because I thought he was unbelievable in that game, and I didn't really feel a lot of people gave him a lot of credit. It's so weird, the difference sometimes between watching it live and watching it on TV, because last night I wasn't picking up on Zubimendi as much. And then when I did a live player ratings and asked everyone for the Zubimendi rating, the comments went nuts. They went, "Oh, he was unreal, ran the game." And I was like, "Oh, like this is this is kind of the opposite side of how I felt about the North London derby." I felt we played well against Bayern, very well against Bayern. Don't get me wrong, but it's just really good to see him, I suppose, getting credit for these big games. You know, I'll answer this while tackling something Matisse brought up about 10 minutes ago, to be fair, which we never answered, was, is Rice playing a new role? You know, and has the whole midfield got a whole new function this season? I think is more the question, because when you look at that third goal against Tottenham, 30 seconds into the second half, I watched it back, Rice and Zubimendi are both powering into the box and leaving the number 6 space completely vacated. And actually, both of them do that time and time again. We don't really play with a 6 anymore. It's so funny. Like, we've gone from like a 6 and 2 8s to now 2 8s and a 10. We don't really have anyone. They just alternate between sitting. And the centre backs have all stepped up. And what they're both doing is they're not holding height in settled play. So to answer your question about Rice, I don't think he's sitting in the left 8 with his back to goal. He's still playing as a box to box, but he's either driving into play or running on to play later. But I think the reason he's able to do that is because he's alternating with Zubimendi, Eze at times, and teams don't know who to pick up because they're constantly picking up different positions. Shout out to Rohan on the Cannon podcast. He likened it to PSG's midfielder last season, where Neves, Vitinha, Ruiz can all play 10, can all play 8, can all play 6. And I think you got a little bit of that with Arsenal. I think with Ødegaard coming back, I think it's even more of it, to be honest. Constantly rotating, everyone picking up different positions. And I think one of the reasons that Rice has kicked on another level, Zubimendi's looking so comfortable, is I don't think teams know how to stop them because they don't know where they're going to be. They just don't know where they're going to pop up, because every single one is happy to make the run. Every single one is happy to cover the fullback. When they bomb forward, they're happy to drop into the build-up to either receive the ball or cover for their teammate. They can all play a creative pass. They can all be the decisive player in the final third. They can all be the sweeper at the back. They're all, especially Rice and Zubimendi, is a partnership. Like, they are covering each other and they're covering big distances. They're not doing what Rice did next to Jorginho, where he felt, I can't leave him too much. I've got to stay close. They are playing miles apart, because when Timber and Calafiori go forward, Rice might feel he wants to support, and Zubimendi's just tucking in and going, all right, well, I'll slot in there. And then they're on complete other opposite ends of the pitch. It's really, really interesting to watch. But I think as much as it's the players being brilliant, Arteta's released the handbrake with them for sure. I think he definitely learned from Liverpool and Man City and went, hold on, we're running all over these teams. They're going 5-5 to see how it wins against us. Why am I not trusting my players to just step on the gas that little bit more? So yeah, it's a technical and it's a technical quality and intelligence to be able to play those kind of roles, but the manager's giving them the platform to thrive and do it. And the back four help massively, because without them, you don't feel comfortable to make those runs. So sorry for that long.
Just to add, yeah, Rice at West Ham, he played much more transitional football, obviously, because West Ham. These lung-busting, long runs that he used to get from deep and just take it all the way to the final third. And sometimes he'd score, or he'd make this long run and he'd just lay it off, I don't know, Bowen or whatever, then he does the rest. But having Rice be able to face play instead of have his back to play, I think is a massive thing. Because I was thinking at the start of this season, you guys have to be more transitional. You have to counter quicker. I remember last season, you wasn't countering. You didn't have any speed in your play. You were kind of always getting the ball, resetting. Rice was maybe people would say, oh, Rice is playing it off too simple. He's playing it side to side, whatever. But you guys using Rice's engine, and I don't know if this is something that's you guys watch more than me, but I don't know if this is a change. But just seeing Rice gallop, that's a different ball game as opposed to receiving like a 10 in those half spaces that last season or whatever. So yeah, if that's a tweak that he's made, Arteta, it's defining. It's a big tweak because this is Rice at his best for me when he's driving like that with the ball.
Yeah, my final point on Rice would be, and I think the word that Matisse used there, gallop, is apt, because I'm gonna start calling him the horse. I'm gonna start calling. We got the chef in
Doesn't he have that
Zubimendi.
nickname already?
Oh, has he?
No, someone had that nickname, no?
Yeah, a player did say they called him the horse. Was it Lewis
last
Skelly?
year.
If they do call him the horse, it's appropriate because you've got the chef in Zubimendi, who just cooking up the ting and just just cooking up the ting. But then you got the horse that's just like and even the way he runs, it's like he does gallop and he doesn't stop.
Zinchenko called him. I just looked behind. Yeah. Zinchenko called him.
There you go. He is the horse, but he's not just the guy that can just cover ground. He's the guy that technically is definitely improving. I think intelligently and tactically as well. Intellectually, should I say, and tactically. Just 2 quick points from me. Thomas Tuchel was in the stadium last night, and I just wonder if he's thinking this Eza Rice Saka axis. I wonder if I could do something with that. Now, look, I think the front runners for the 10 role are Bellingham and Morgan Rogers. Fair. I don't have a massive issue with that.
Really, I don't think Morgan Rogers should be a. Obviously, Cole Palmer's got to play and he's got to be fit. But for me, when Cole Palmer's fit, I don't think Morgan Rogers comes close to him. I really don't. I think Rogers is a good player for me, and I think he can go in the squad. But to start for England, I just think there's far better tens.
Let me tell. That's the point. Let me tell you why that I disagree. Because I agree in the sense of all the 10s, Rogers is arguably the worst. In terms of performances for England, he's arguably the best.
Do you think so? Because even Palmer, I know he hasn't played loads of minutes, but in that Euros, he was.
He was good. I was out there and he was good. But I think if you look at the minutes that Palmer has played for England versus the minutes that Rogers played for England, I would argue Rogers has performed better. Plus, those good minutes for Palmer were under Southgate. They weren't under Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, true.
I think right now, I think it will be Bellingham, but it wouldn't stun me if it was Morgan Rogers. But the point I'm making is that if Eza continues on this form, I think he inserts himself in that conversation ahead of Palmer, because Palmer's got to play. Palmer's got to get back for Chelsea first of all, because if you're looking at technically who the best 10 is of the lot, it probably is Palmer. But right about now, Bellingham is playing well, Eza's playing well, Rogers is playing well. Foden for England is crap, but for City, he's playing well. Palmer's bottom of that list right about now. So I just wonder if he's thinking, could I do something with that 3 in midfield / attack, including Saka as well? And let's go back to Lewis Skelly. England is not our concern, right? We don't care about England in that sense. But he's got a problem in that if he's not going to get enough minutes for Arsenal this year, he won't go to America. He won't get picked for the World Cup. He just won't go. That first half was not good.
It's double-edged. I think more's being made of this now than ever, because I don't remember this 20 years ago being such a, it's such a big thing. He's 18. So if he doesn't make it, it's unfortunate, but he should make it even without the minutes, because he is, at worst, a top 2 English left back at this moment in time with Lewis Hall.
I would take him.
I'm
just thinking from a Tuchel point of view, he might be looking at it like, if you're not playing, bro, that might be his mentality. And then when you do play, you're not. Calafiori is the left back now. I gave Trossard his flowers and a double apology on the last podcast. I need to give Calafiori now an apology, and because I was one saying I don't want to see Calafiori at left back this season. He's not a left back. Allow me, Calafiori. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I think Lewis Skelly is going to be the victim of that.
If you take, let's look at our biggest game this season, because yes, Calafiori is our left back, but our biggest game, Liverpool City, right, in the league, and what Calafiori started both those games, and Atletico Bayern in the Champions League. That's by far our 4 biggest games this season. Lewis Skelly started Atletico and Bayern. What I'd ask Tuchel, and just generally, is do you want a player playing for West Ham week in, week out, or would you like a player that's in and around potential greatness in and around.
It's harder to be on the
potential-
Arsenal bench than it is the West Ham starting.
Yeah,
11.
what's the argument
Yeah.
here? Do you get what I'm? What
Yeah.
weighs heavier? Because I get
thi-
playing more consistently also has a weight, 100%. It always has done, but so is being around
I agree.
potentially.
I would take him. Yeah.
O'Reilly obviously is playing a lot for City right now,
Yeah.
and he's a big factor in this. Lewis
And
Hall's
the
he picks
Newcastle
up
boy. Yeah.
he gets a lot of injuries, though.
He does,
I have to say,
he does.
it pains me to say it because I love Lewis Hall. He's obviously from Cobham, but he gets a lot of injuries, so he might not even be like really
Fit.
sharp or fit and playing consistently himself. So I think Lewis Skelly's got a good chance to go purely because I think, even though last night, yes, but I think that's an anomaly for me. Like usually, I mean, last season is ridiculous. So I don't think all of last season's credit in the bank should just disappear after the first few months of this season. If Thomas Tuchel's looking at it, those are the three. I wouldn't be bringing in any of the older guys, regardless of what they try to do this season. I think he's got a good chance to go. But yeah, I agree with Turkish. I agree with Turkish. I don't think it should be a big deal because I think his full focus should be Arsenal. Shouldn't be England. Like Arsenal in their best period. England is a melting pot. You know, if they don't win that World Cup, it's just going to be abuse, cussing, and media, frenzy. That is really what it's going to be. That you win or you really, really lose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas Arsenal's environment is one that you want to make sure that you're, that's what your focus has to be. Club over country, I think, at this point. Like, really, I'm not even joking.
Where's Chili B, Matisse?
I don't worry about that, brother. He's at Strasbourg. And I saw some quotes. Like, yo, they've written me off. I heard Dele Alli say the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not happening, mate. Yeah.
Let's
Just enjoy the foods and the culture and whatnot.
Just on Eze though, I think his way into the England team's on the left. I know he's playing in the 10 for us right now, but I am so convinced that as Ødegaard returns, obviously we hope this Trossard injury is nothing serious, but it will be Ødegaard going back into that midfield and Eze off the left. I think if he plays to that level, Rashford can be a patchy player, though he's in good form. I think Eze's best chance is getting on the left and playing with a Palmer or with a Foden or with a Bellingham. I even think Bellingham can play deeper so that you can get all of them in the team. Why not, man? Other managers have been able to do it. Seems to be with England, we have to play with 3 6s just to get 1 10 in the team.
He loves Anderson, though, doesn't he?
Anderson's playing. Anderson's starting.
He loves him.
He's definitely starting. Anderson,
yeah, especially Tuchel. I'm not going to lie, he's definitely playing Anderson.
Yeah.
Just give me Rice and Bellingham.
Nah.
And then...
no chance.
Yeah.
Or Adam Walton maybe next to Rice, but you're not getting Bellingham.
What a player, Adam Walton.
Yeah, you're not getting Bellingham there. Not with Tuchel. He's not on that.
Let's I agree with James on that one. And to be honest, regarding the left wing, I think Palmer best 10, and then as a left wing, you get them flowing how they should on paper. England's have a formidable attack there. It's just getting it flowing that always seems to be the problem. Let's move it on slightly on Bayern Munich still, bringing in Chelsea, Barca a little, and then moving it on to Arsenal, Chelsea. One more name I want to mention on this side, and I think it goes into the Chelsea side too because of who's stepped up to the plate so far this season for Chelsea in that role. But Noni Madueke, big goal, big moment for him. Comes off the bench after I was about to say a little injury. It's kept him out for a couple of months, started the season well. And this is coming from someone who was very much bamboozled by us going for him. More so because it was so early on in the window and we had a lot more work we should have been doing. But in the end of the window, we done the work we needed to do. And I look at the Madueke signing in a different light. Would I have gone for someone else? Still, yes. But what I'm seeing and his role to play both last night and I think this Sunday coming and moving forward in place of Saka and just generally filling in an attack, he's got a big role to play. I've liked the interviews with him recently where he mentions, the difficulty coming and, the pressure on him and how he reacted to it. And he didn't. And I like that most of all. He didn't react to it. He didn't feel away. He just done what he needed to do. And since he's come on the pitch for us, listen, he needed a goal or an assist. He needed a G or an A because the early season performances were nice, but nothing came of it. What a way to get it off the bench within a minute of moving over to his favoured side. He comes in, Calafiori, beautiful cross, and he puts us 2-1 up. Let's not forget, looking back at that game, it was chance after chance. We just kept on missing. And as much as Jordan said, it felt like it was coming. at some points, I also felt like maybe it's not. Maybe it's one of those nights. But that moment was massive, not just for him, for us, and the win overall. So I think Noni deserves some credit. And the reason I say that because Estevao is also stepping up for Chelsea. Estevao's also stepping up for Chelsea. And this Sunday, I think there'll be a couple, some eyes on both players. Whether Madueke starts or not, I'm not too sure. Trossard's going to be out. But I think for that moment alone, I know across the 60, 70 minutes Madueke played, didn't do much aside from keep it ticking. But that moment, defined the game, in my opinion, because we just went on to just, take it to them and win it.
Yeah, on Madueke, I do think some Arsenal fans should be ashamed of themselves. I'm not talking us who were frustrated by the signing. It's okay to be skeptical about Arsenal's business. There was a hashtag like no to Madueke doing the rounds. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I think some people like vandalized like a mural at the Emirates Stadium or something because we were signing him. Do you remember that?
Oh, the Arteta one. Yeah.
Like it was so weird. And I remember this was all at the end of June or early July. Like there was still so much of the window to go. And firstly, I'm sorry I didn't call it out more then. And secondly, I also in my content went, I don't get this. Like, what's our obsession with Chelsea players? I don't really know what he necessarily adds. Is he better than what we got on the left? Cordy might be cover on the right, but we've got more to do. Lo and behold, Arsenal went and added Gyökeres and Eze, and we went, oh, okay, apologies. But to be fair, once those players came in, we all said, oh, we now like this Madueke signing a lot more because suddenly his role in the squad made a lot more sense. But then what we didn't foresee was that his performances would get this much better. Now, Matisse, I wanted your thoughts on this. Madueke low-key cooked a little bit on the left at the end of last season for you, didn't he? I remember a great performance against Liverpool at home.
Yeah.
And he started.
Do you know what it is, bro? For me, his full potential is on the right. And I look at your right hand side, and I just think you've got so much talent over there. It's going to be difficult for him to get any momentum and consistency because of Saka, who really always needed someone to come in for him anyway. I saw him playing away at Bolton Wanderers at the Reebok, you know what I mean? In cup games, I'm thinking this is no place for Bukayo Saka to be playing. He should be at home, you know what I mean? He should be at home chilling, not even in Bolton. Well, you know what I mean? So from that perspective, I get it. But then you got Wanyeri and you got Dowman. So it's like you're very similar to us in that way. We're also, in terms of talent, right side, way more options than the left. Just in the backlog, Quenda at Sporting, and we signed Pires and then Estevao and then all these guys. But with Madueke on the left, I think it's a much more shuttle bus job. It's much more of a stiff Madueke. Like it's not worrying me as a Chelsea fan if he starts on the left as opposed to what he is capable on the right. On the right, like you saw, he comes on, switches flank, gets his goal, his dribbling, his cutting in. It's confidence. He's much more comfortable over there. On the left, I think if you're going to be a left winger, and I'm looking at your Sanes and your Bales and your Giggses and your, all those guys, I just feel like your passing, your playmaking, your crossing, that all needs to be on a level that is just far higher than what I've got from Madueke at the moment. I think he's improved a little bit at Arsenal, but I don't think, obviously he's been injured, so it's.
I was going to ask that. Has he maybe not impressed you, but has he been better than you thought he'd be, or are you maybe not surprised by what we've seen?
I don't think he's been better than I thought he'd been because he's a footballer at the end of the day. He's always going to do something. Like Madueke was always going to be good 1v1. He was always going to get Arsenal from here to here. He was always going to get you into the box. He was always going to be difficult to contend with. But until he starts adding, and this is the key to yesterday, the box crashing and being on the end of something and being there, being present, anticipation, until he ups the numbers, that's when we'll, as Chelsea fans, be like, all right, then what's going on over there? But because he's been injured and this is his first goal and he hasn't got loads of GA, it kind of is very similar to what we had, which is he does give you things, but he isn't, you're not relying upon him. That's the difference. We had to rely upon him. Yeah. And that's the big difference. Your squad this season, the depth that you have, bringing on Madueke with 20 minutes to go against tired legs is a cheat code, really. And that's that when we were like, oh, this is great, he's going to Arsenal, it was in the hope that he's starting. It's the hope that he's even on the left, or he's he's a big part of it. But when Eze comes in and Gyökeres like, oh, okay, all right. We're not regretting that we let him go. We're not, you know, Estevao's there. He's doing his thing, but it's his role. His role is key. If his role is just a squad player and he's impacting games and he's doing that, that's fine until he ups the numbers. If he starts cutting in and whipping them far corner and box crashing, and then it's like, okay, this is a problem. But until that happens, we're all right. We're all right with it.
I think he might knock on the door, you know.
For a start.
Maybe not for this game, but I think as the season goes on and his time at Arsenal goes on, I think Arteta loves him. I do think he's different to every other winger we got in a more... There's something more old school winger about him that I really like.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I have a feeling he could knock on that door in a way where we are sat there going, "What?" You know, we wondered how do you fit Eze in with Ødegaard and then Trossard in this form and Saka and Gyökeres, but then Havertz returning. Arteta loves him too. I think Madueke, we never really thought might be a part of that conversation. I think he could be in a few months, but let's see.
Jordan,
Can I ask Matisse about Estevao, right? Because my dad's really pissing me off. For about a year. Well, is he? For about a year now, maybe just under a year. We got this kid, Estevao. Watch out, Estevao, you know. Watch out, Estevao. This Dalman, forget Dalman. We got Estevao.
They're not even age mates, so people should be doing
that as well.
Yeah.
There's that as well.
Yeah, let's not start more.
But I think because of the start of the season, all talks about Dalman, the young kid.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he kind of referenced your young protege. And I'm like, I was like, okay, I wasn't impressed at first because Chelsea have brought through lots of super kids before, and then 6 months later, a year later, they're at Vitesse and Arnhem, or they're, you know, what I mean, they're back in Brazil. You never hear from them again. Yeah. And then I saw this. I've been watching him the last couple of months, Matisse, and I'm like, no, the kid, this kid is really, really good.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing the phrase Wonderkid, and I'm like, I'm not seeing Wonderkid. I'm seeing a really good young prospect. I'm not seeing Wonderkid is like Rooney. Wonderkid is like Pogba. They were Wonderkid. Talk to me. Is this guy in a few years' time going to be top 5 in the world?
For this generation, he's a Wonderkid. Okay. And what I mean by that is this generation, they don't have Rooney. They don't have Pogba. They don't have Messi. They don't, you know what I mean? So for this generation, he's a Wonderkid, because when you go into that Brazil team, and remember, this is a kid that didn't play. He skipped 2 age groups in the national team setup. He went straight from under 17s to the first team squad. There's like under 20s and under 23s in between there, and you're meant to be going to the Olympics. This brother's skipped all of that. So from that perspective, he's a Wonderkid, because that doesn't happen every day. That doesn't happen very often. And to come into this Chelsea team, and I cannot underplay this, to come into this Chelsea team at 18, a Chelsea team that there's no Palmer, there's no Delap, and, you know, the left-hand side, Gittins, Garnacho, huge questions. Neto, questions in regards to consistency and output. And you're 18, coming in from the Brazilian league, and you're going straight in and looking like, and being our best attacker, in my opinion, this season so far. That is ridiculous. For me, that is Wonderkid type stuff, because it might not be I don't know. He might not have I don't know what you guys see in him when you watch him. I do see flair. I do see trickery. I do see skill. Maybe it's in a different way, because I think there's a lot of efficiency and intelligence in his game that maybe we're not expecting. And we're expecting, you kind of expect maybe more in terms of immaturity, giving the ball away or trying to do too much, trying to impress too much. But he's actually not too fussed about over-egging it on the skill. He will box crash against Liverpool. He will actually get himself into goal-scoring positions. He will affect the game. So there's an efficiency in his game, a G&A to his game, which is like, whoa, you're Brazilian. You're meant to be a little bit of a showboater, or you're meant to be doing too much. And then we have to kind of just manage you ego-wise, and you're partying. No, this guy is a man of God. He's going to church in the mornings. You know what I mean? He's not partying.
God, Matisse.
Listen, he's not partying. He ain't partying. He ain't going nowhere.
I just wonder if he was Latvian, the exact same player, but Latvian, would he be called a Wonderkid?
Latvia's never making a player like that, so that doesn't even make any sense.
But this is my point. I think he's Brazilian and he's flary, and I might be harsh.
Shout out to all you Latvian gooners who've tuned in, and
we've lost him.
yeah.
Because the overall performances, I actually don't think Barcelona was his strongest performance. He's had better performances. But that moment, because again, coming into this game, there was a lot on it. Yamal, you know, he's gonna absolutely tear Cucurella a new one. He's gonna put people in their place. Chelsea are gonna get a humbling or whatever it is. For him to in that moment, that goal, it wasn't just a finish on his weaker foot at that near post, which we had the same finish against us in the Club World Cup. We that's where we saw him do it against us. It's the dribbling, it's the usage of both feet. When I see a left footer and these unicorns in the academy in the playground when they're growing up, they're always treated as the unicorn in the class, because when you're left-footed, you're immediately, you know, on another level, on another playing field.
Yeah.
You're different, and you don't need to use your right. And they get too comfortable, these left-footers. They don't use their right foot. They don't. And I remember when Saka was knocking in these near posters as well, and I was saying the same thing. When a left footer is using their right foot to dribble, to pass, to shoot, that's for me. That's very important, because it just creates this unpredictability that I need to see in a winger. I think too much time they come inside, and it's like, we know where you're going. Estevao, you legitly don't know where he's going this weekend, and that's the key for me.
Fair.
And that leans on to we're in Chelsea Arsenal now, but that's your biggest threat, right? And I think when I look at who we've played this season and my worry about Calafiori as left back going into the season, I think this is his biggest test, Calafiori. I think Estevao is the type of winger that last season I saw come up against Calafiori and you know, have their way at times with Calafiori. Now, the Calafiori we've seen so far this season, much better, you know, much more consistent across the 90 minutes defensively as well as, you know, aiding the attack. But Estevao is going to be by far, in my opinion, his toughest test today. Bear in mind that obviously Lewis Skelly started the Champions League game, Melisse and Gnabry and so on. I think he is probably our biggest threat to deal with, Matisse. I know you got Pedro. I know Delap scored the other night against Barca too. Neto's probably picked it up in the last few games, I think, and Gittins has been somewhat better, I guess, too. But is Estevao the one that we should really be worried about?
Yeah, for me, he's our best winger. He's the one that I'm looking to on the ball to create problems. I think the rest of them, there's a lot of off the ball movement involved, in terms of maybe you have to watch their runs, or you need to watch the timing of the box crashing. We saw from Neto at the weekend against Burnley. Gittins has improved. He's been getting involved in the assisting a lot this season in comparison to what I thought he would. But Estevao is the key here. I've been crying out for him to play and start games, and I know he's being managed and looked after, and the fitness and the physical, you know, even though the Brazilian league, they'll kick the crap out of you. So, you know, it's not like he's coming from some soft league. But in terms of the quality, we do not have someone in there that is Cole Palmer's running mate. And this guy is Cole Palmer's running mate in this team when Cole Palmer comes back. That's what he is. I watched him for Brazil as well. I was in Mexico and I was like, you know what, I need to watch, because they were playing at the Emirates. It's a great time for me. This guy, he was the main man for Brazil in that attack. He's taking the penalty. There's Vinny on the pitch. There's Rodrigo's. João Pedro's on the bench, standing and applauding. I don't know if Cunha was called up. There's an established European and Premier League old man now in this game, or middle-aged men in this game, and Estevao's just cleaning up for the lot of them. So for me, yeah, he's your biggest threat. He's the one with that burst. He's the one that freedom in his game. We talk about systems and touchline wingers. All these other guys, you've got to stay here, get chalk on your boots. You can't go into Estevao doesn't seem to. I don't know if there's communication issues with Maresca, a language barrier. He's not on this system nonsense. When he plays, he'll pick up the ball on the touchline. He'll pick it up in the twin tens. He'll go onto the left and drift. He'll crash the box. He just literally plays like he's just whatever he wants to do, he'll go and do it. So if Calafiori is getting the better of him, he'll just move and go in the 10. And obviously then there'll be Rice. It will be a difficult game, but he is by far and away, for me, the guy I'm most excited to watch for us in attack. It's not even close. Go on.
Sorry, I've got one more question for Matisse. I'm almost got to go. Sorry, but this is interesting. And I know Matisse is the only Chelsea fan on the planet that can answer this question with intelligence. Be honest.
Apologies to my co-workers.
No apologies. Do you think you are genuine title contenders?
Genuinely, this is make or break. I said this is a decider, and when I say decider, I mean for us. If we win this game, by force, we have to be title contenders, because you can't run from the responsibility of your nearest rivals in regards to trophies, because Tottenham are we all just moved. We just let
It's
you know what I
Tottenham,
mean?
innit?
Yeah, we all saw what we both did to them. You guys put the final nail in the coffin with the finishing. That's one thing we can agree on.
Yeah.
We cannot. If it was City and maybe you could get away with it a bit more, but it's Arsenal. If you beat Arsenal and you beat Barcelona and you beat PSG and you are the world champions and you do have a squad, you do have Palmer to come back, you do have Delap who's now having to build up fit. You have to be in a title race. Last season, Chelsea were in it up until December, right? So why can't you now go up and I said this at the start of the season, you have to be up into March or late Feb. You got to make progress. You got to kick on. So for me, if they beat you, if they beat Arsenal, they're in a title race. They absolutely, and we are going. I don't necessarily believe that we have the longevity to go and actually do it because I haven't seen that level from us. I've seen patches, Liverpool, Barca, but I've also seen Sunderland and Brighton. I've also said on the Big Six, your team is the only team in the Premier League that is playing title-winning form football. So we have to reach that gear. But part of reaching that gear with 9 wins out of the last 11 for us, this would be 10 out of the last 12, is beating Arsenal. I can't sit here after beating Arsenal at the Bridge, the best team in the world, right? And 10 wins out of the last 12 and be like, yeah, nah, not feeling it. What? you must feel it. Find the feeling. So, do you know what I mean? For me, this is if we lose, we're not in nothing. So I'm not sitting on the fence. But this is literally 3 or 9. And that's it. And the Christmas period, we struggle. So 9 is absolutely it's non-negotiable for us. We can't have it be 9. It's 6 at worst case. 9 is a disaster in regards to a race because we always struggle at Christmas. It's the dreaded period for Chelsea fans, mid-December to mid-Jan. And that is really, after this, our biggest test is ourselves. But yeah, I hope we are in the race. And I'm backing us to win. I know you're going to ask. So I'm going to say after Sunday, we will be in this race. Yeah.
Turkish James, sorry, I'm taking over now. Sorry, Turkish James, quickly. Today, who's the bigger threat to our win the title? Man City or Chelsea?
Man City, respectfully.
It's clearly Man City, even if Chelsea win.
I don't know if it's clearly Man City because we were saying on the pod last time that we weren't really rating City the way everyone's rating them. I think City are the better team. Huh?
Of the two, I'm talking. Of the two, it's clearly City.
No, it's not clear because one of them have to prove themselves.
I don't mind,
I agree. It's City in terms of on paper who I'd worry about more. It's only a point difference between them and Chelsea. But I think in terms of this season so far, I think Liverpool haven't proven it, City haven't proven it, and Chelsea are probably closest to proving they are in with a shout than the other two. So I can't say clearly, but because of resume, I'd say Man City are the bigger threat at this moment in time. But if Chelsea can beat us on Sunday, then I think we'd be having a very different conversation come Monday. So it's literally, I agree with Matisse in terms of that game for Chelsea is a decider. Are they in it? Or are they not in it? Whereas for us, it's a chance to knock Chelsea out of it. And maybe by then, City have also dropped points and maybe they're out of it too. Because I think anything more than a 3-game swing, even at this early stage, because of how good we're playing and how good we are and how much depth we got, I think a 3-game swing is too much. That's why I eliminate Liverpool out of it now. 11 points, they're out of it unless we let them back in it. City and Chelsea, they're still about it. We've got a chance to knock Chelsea out of it. And City, we'll see. City just lost to Leverkusen at home. So, this weekend, I don't know who they got, but I'll keep an eye out.
Leeds at home.
Yeah, they should win.
You'd expect them and Haaland to get 4 goals in that or something. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
Liverpool were honestly out weeks ago. Like, but I agree, Matt. You got to sit up and take notes. I thought that Burnley win for Chelsea was more impressive than people kind of really said. No, you don't agree, John?
I just can't take a team that has Sanchez in goal, an average defense,
he's playing well.
No killer up top. He's better. He's got better.
Listen, I'm not Sanchez's biggest fan in regards to my opinions on him. However, this season, he's only had one bad game in regards to a game that was his fault, which was Man United, the red card. Every other game, if he's either played well or his defense has absolutely stitched him up in regards to the centre backs in front of him. And that's the biggest difference between, I think, us and you guys, because I don't think again, our attack in terms of individuals like Garnacho, like Gittins, I've got a lot of question marks over the longevity or the form or the consistency, the quality. But in terms of goal scoring this season, that is not our biggest issue. It's actually even defensively. I think we've got 6 clean sheets. We've actually got 3 clean sheets in a row now. So even a defense that I'm unsure of, the centre-back combination, who should play, we've got no consistency in the partnerships. We don't know who's going to start game to game. They're starting to keep some clean sheets. And I do think that Burnley result is look, I'm not going to go as far to say impressive, because you should beat Burnley. But it's certainly a performance that it was needed. And it's a performance that top teams, maybe you shouldn't take for granted that you put in, because after the international break with rotation, and you don't play Caicedo, you don't play Estevao, you don't see a lot of players for 90 minutes, a lot of rotation, a lot of 45-minute subs, James and Badia Shills, and it's almost an exercise of fitness for a lot of these guys. And it's away on a 12:30, and apparently that makes a big difference for Liverpool and all these things. So listen, it's certainly important, and it started our week. And we only went on to then go and batter Barcelona. And I don't know how much stock that actually has in the current game, but for us, with the rivalry that we have with Barcelona from way back, and all of the Iniesta and Torres and Mourinho and Rijkaard and all that stuff, Terry, Ronaldinho, Poke, that was a big win for us to put them in their place. And again, you talk about the same domination you had against Bayern, same domination we had against Barca. Absolutely destroyed them, bullied them physically, counter press, everything. So we're having a very, very good week, man. And we're coming into this with a lot of confidence. If there's one thing I do not expect from us in this game, is to lose. We're leaving with something.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Absolutely. And I'm not
The
really
gun
here for
got loaded.
I'm not here for a draw. That's for sure. You know what I mean? But out of respect.
Have you noticed we happen to, apart from Tottenham, why do we always catch teams when they're in their pomp? Like Man United, new signings away from home, new feeling, they're ready to go. Liverpool, they just won late at Newcastle. They got their new signings. Isak's about to get done. Bayern, best team in the world. Atletico just battered Real Madrid. Sunderland were 4th. Chelsea are 2nd. They have to creep up the table before they play us. It happens all the time.
It's true.
Why do we never play people when they're just feeling shit about themselves? Tottenham.
It's true.
They're always
like, it's so annoying.
Yeah, Tottenham always.
But also, because you guys are the best team in the country right now, everybody is going to get up for the game against you.
Yeah,
because it's now becoming a thing of the litmus test. Arsenal are the litmus test. This is Chelsea's litmus test. This is it. This season, there isn't another team in this league that are more of a problem. So if we prove ourselves in this match, and actually and also the last 10 games, 1 win for us, shocking form. I don't even want to get too much into that, but our record against Arsenal in the Premier League is a disgrace in recent years. It's a massive litmus test on his recent history and current.
Before we do predictions and stuff, 2 questions for Jordan and James. Hincapié or Mosquera, and who replaces Trossard?
Okay.
I'd probably go. Okay, I'll start. Hincapié comes back in for me just because he didn't do anything wrong against Tottenham. I get the rotation with Mosquera coming in, but yeah, he slots back in. And to replace Trossard, I'd probably go Martinelli.
I don't know. I'm a stickler for a bit of balance and profiles and all that. And I think if you're asking Madueke or Martinelli to come in, and they are probably the 2 options for Trossard, you're going with a very, very different type of left winger than what we've been having for games. Now, this might not be popular, especially after the assist against Bayern, the hat-trick against Spurs. I think I'd move Eze to the left and get Ødegaard in the team.
That's the third.
And I know that's kind of 2 changes, and that's not really ideal, but I just don't see why it shouldn't work unless Ødegaard just doesn't look quite at it. But if he doesn't, cool. You move Eze back to the 10 and you bring on some pace against some tired legs. So I'd go Ødegaard and Eze on the left.
Hincapié for me. I think it was right taking him out. Excuse me, for this game against Bayern. He played 2 games for Ecuador, 90 minutes for Ecuador, and then a North London derby made his debut. I think it was right to take him out for the Bayern game. I'd bring him back in just for the balance. I'd go with Turkish as well. I would go with Martinelli because I think this game will suit him. I think Chelsea will come at us. Chelsea, like most teams, ain't gonna sit in. Chelsea are gonna try and beat us, and I think that plays to Martinelli's strengths.
But Matisse, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Chelsea are quite. They're an attacking team, but you're quite methodical with it. Like you're not kind of all guns blazing, fullbacks flying forward, like in a way that you're going to get caught. You've got a rest defense. You've got a very particular build-up shape. Normally a 3-2. You invert your fullbacks. Reece James kind of covers if Malo Gusto does bomb forward. Like I don't think they're going to be the kind of team that you can expose like that in the way Bayern were at times yesterday, or I mean, Tottenham just sat in and was shocking, so they're not a good comparison. But like Chelsea will try play, they'll want more possession. But one of the criticisms of Maresca is that it can be quite slow. But I think the idea is that you never want to get caught and lose control. And Arteta and Arsenal had the same criticism. So you obviously can speak to that a little bit better.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating because Gusto, every time he plays, we've won this season, really. He was brilliant in the first half against Barca. He only came off early in the second because of the yellow card, or at half time, actually. Santos has been brilliant for 2 games now as well. He's been playing as a 6. Reece James has gone into midfield, like you said. Caicedo's there. Cucurella did a padlocking job on Yamal. And that's before we get to the centre-backs. There's a lot of defensive solidarity that's been building in the last couple of weeks. And it's the same defensive solidarity that I saw at the back end of last season and at the Club World Cup. And that's not to say I'm convinced completely by the centre-backs. It depends who plays. I think Fofana's really talented. He's been, someone to stray away from injuries. But as a wide centre-back, he's got pace to come out with Martinelli there potentially.
Here we go. Here we go. The props are all coming out now. What have I got?
No.
What have I got?
Yeah, he brought the Infinity Gauntlet out. It's the best in the world against the world champion. So we're here, right? Who beat Thanos?
No, but he also died doing it. Like spoilers. Like, do you know what I mean? Like we can't lose everyone here. Or
I am prepared to die for this. I am prepared to die for this game.
I don't know what you lot are wearing, but I like
it. Can this be the thumbnail, Turkish?
Why do you think I got it on? When I saw him with the gauntlet earlier, I said, yep, I thought Iron Man mask downstairs. Cool.
No, I've got to have some. Hold on. I've got to have something. Let me see what I can bring to the party.
See what you man got in the cupboard, because
I'm going to come back. One second. I'm going to find something.
Hey, where have they gone?
look what we've done. These men are not internet ready.
They're not internet ready, man.
Believe. Internet ready, Ake.
Thanos.
Oh my God. I can't even click in this. It's too stiff, honestly.
I'm not an Avenger, but I've got a Ferrari hat and a Harry Potter owl.
I mean, it does something. I mean,
it does something. It does. I'm bringing something to the party. So here's the thumbnail. We've got to post the thumbnail.
What's Jordan gonna bring?
He's got nothing. Jordan's got nothing. I'm telling you. Where is he? He's in Finland in a hotel.
Call me Black Panther.
My God.
Black Panther. The real Black Panther. No, not your little Marvel Black Panther. The real Black Panther. You see me? Right. Let's do this. What's James got? Oh, the pigeon.
No, it's an owl. It's Hedwig.
Oh, is it? Who?
It's an owl. It's like a little Harry Potter owl. And also, I've got a Lewis Hamilton Ferrari cat.
By the way, which doesn't really bring him much confidence to the table, because Lewis Hamilton's having an absolute stinker.
Shut up, Matisse.
I'm sorry.
You, man.
Yeah, I know you're a Ferrari fan, and whatnot, but your team and that driver is having an absolute stinker and hook.
I had to take off the mask because I can't see properly. This
can't
guy,
breathe.
He said Black Panther. He looks like Shaft, bro. He looks like Shaft.
This is Black TV. This is the original Black Panthers.
That's what you should be wearing on this podcast on a regular basis. Bro.
Yeah,
it reminds me of like a good sit-down American podcast. Like
that's right. That's right.
That's where it is.
Hey, Jordan, let's do Pulp Fiction, man. We can remake Pulp Fiction. I'm telling you.
All right. Yeah, I'll do it. My little berry. I'll do it.
Oh man.
What was the Shaft theme tune? Who's that bad mother?
You're damn right.
You're damn right.
Who is the
man? From Thanos and Iron Man to Shaft and Harry Potter. Only on the loose cannons.
Man.
Let's go into predictions. Before we do that, here's the table and how it's looking after Bayern Munich. A couple eyes probably wondering how the hell that happened.
Yeah,
considering me, Jordan, and James all predicted draws. The guest, Laura, predicted a win. So the guest gets 1 point. So they went from 1 to 2. I predicted a 1-1 draw. I don't get any points, but I predicted Madueke to be star man. Remember that, people. I said Madueke star man against Bayern Munich, and it got me 4 points because he got a goal. So I'm in.
No.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Noni, I knew you was my guy, brother. I knew
This
you
is
was
crazy.
my guy.
Oh my God. So hold on. Who did you have as your star man? Jordan?
Trossard. He had Trossard. You had Rice.
Trossard, yeah. He came off of
Oh,
10
I
minutes.
just had to check. So Rice didn't get a yellow card, which is okay. That's a relief.
You're checking my work. I was up at 4 a.m. doing this table, brother.
Good on you, man. Like, it's, fair play.
Good on you. I start doing chapters. Good on you. Start doing this. Good on you, brother. What when it's on you? And it's good on you.
You've already asked me to film a bloody Huel lad.
Oh,
Fucking
same.
hell.
It's peak, isn't it?
Big up you.
Hey, Matisse, I can't wait for Jordan to do an ad. That's going to be like when Grizz did an ad for us on Big Six.
Yeah, Manscaped. Oh, he was struggling, bro.
Remember?
We're at the this big warehouse, and this guy is needing like 30 times to say 2 words, bro. It's just crazy, honestly.
You don't want me doing that advert. You don't want me doing that advert. Trust me. Trust me.
Nah,
They'll never
now
come
we got
back.
the shaft. You damn right. You got to do Hugh ad.
Right.
You have to. You're one of the hosts, bro. You're one of the hosts.
Big up you. Big up you. Still. Big up you.
All right, let's do predictions. I'm starting as I'm top. Actually, for audio listeners, sorry, I'm first on 5 points. Jordan's second on 3 points. The guest is in third on 2 points, and James in fourth on 1 point. None of us have any correct scores, but I got 4 for Madueke, hence why I'm top. So prediction for Chelsea, I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal, and I'm gonna go Saka to be star man. Jordan.
All right. Just before I give my prediction, let me take off my glasses. This is a bit serious, right? I need everybody to understand how much I dislike Chelsea. I know for all you, man, Sunday was the real rivalry. Tottenham, I get it, right? But Chelsea, there's no team on the planet, maybe Leeds, that I despise more than Chelsea. Chelsea are just the bottom of the bottom. This is the
Did you say
game we
maybe
have to
Leeds?
win. Yeah. Leeds are, yeah. When we play Leeds, I'll get into that. But even then, it's a maybe. Chelsea, we have to win this game, boys. We have to win. Oh man,
We don't have to win though.
we don't have to win in terms of the title. We have to win because it's Chelsea. In the same way, you feel we have to beat Spurs because it's Spurs.
This is your Spurs.
This is my Spurs. Do you know what I mean? Oh man, I don't actually believe the scoreline. I don't believe the scoreline, but just because the passion and the hate and the hug for Chelsea, I'm gonna just do something I don't normally do, and I'm gonna predict with my heart and not with my head. I'm gonna go 3-1 Arsenal, and I'm gonna go star man. Star man is going to be. Oh man,
You're the one that needs to.
no, I gotta go. Star man is gonna be.
Good, no?
All right, let's go, my boy again. Double M.
Marino, okay.
Yeah.
Matisse, let's come to you next. You can predict whatever score you want, but in terms of star man, go with an Arsenal player.
Why?
Because it's star man for Arsenal.
Damn.
No, but Matisse, with this, you can. So there could be like minus points. So you could pick like, if you wanted to screw the guest over, you could pick like Zubimendi because you think he's going to get a yellow card or a red card and then minus.
Yeah. Who's your next guest? Anyway, all right. So score prediction, I'll go Chelsea 2-1 win. It's going to be a mad game, man. It's going to actually be so nerve-wracking. Star man. Star man. I'm gonna go Timber, actually. I'm gonna take it seriously. I'm gonna go Timber. I think the differential between Timber and Garnacho, as much as Garnacho has tried to kick on, is Timber.
Okay.
And he was brilliant against Tottenham.
Timber's solid all round every game I've seen. Go on, James.
I'll go 1-1. And by the way, not the end of the world. Wouldn't take it if I was offered it now. I think we can beat them, but it's fine. It really is. Not ideal with City hosting Leeds, but it's fine. And Saka for me. I don't think Saka comes out of Bayern, Spurs, and Chelsea without a goal or an assist. So I'm backing you, Bakaya.
So I've got
Cucurella's over there. Cucurella's over there. You know that, right?
Yeah, they have a really good battle.
Turkish, go on, go on, Turkish. I dare you.
I've already picked Saka star man, so we'll talk Sunday. We're together, right?
All right. Cool.
We'll talk Sunday, brother. So I've gone 2-0. Saka's my star man. Jordan's gone 3-1. His star man, Mikel Merino. James has gone 1-1, star man Saka, and Matisse has gone 2-1 to Chelsea, and he's picked Timber as star man for Arsenal. That is the predictions, people. Let us know yours in the comment section below. And on the comment section below, it's time for comments of the day. Before that, I haven't asked you once to hit the like button, people. So listen, 1 hour, 25 minutes in, we should be on at least 1,000 likes. If we're not, make it happen. If we are, make it 2,000. Like, hype, subscribe. Individual channels in the description below. Make sure you go over subscribe to Matisse as well, because like Jordan said at the beginning, quality content. I know he's a Chelsea fan, but the banter's 100. Me and him are always doing stuff together, and it's a big weekend coming up. So go show some love to Matisse and his channel, and obviously the Gooniverse News, coolest to say, but this channel right here, and the big 6 comments of the day. Are we all good, James, Jordan?
I don't have a comment. I just wanted to big up all the comments that said on the last one, but one, I was talking too much. So I'll endeavor to try and calm that down a little bit, and also big up Laura, because she was a great guest on the last one. She got a lot of love.
I've got a few. I'll make up for yours. This one you probably would have liked. 2-bit left a comment saying Mikel Merino is the Messi of Fellaini's.
Come on.
We did ask, like, what's his profile? This
That's
one here
so
from Jorge. He said, it's so quiet at the lane you can hear Evra cancelling his Netflix subscription. I like that one as well.
Good one, yeah.
And this one said, what if Madueke bags a hat-trick against Chelsea? I just liked it, knowing who the guest is.
That would be a big problem.
That would be hell. That's my comments. Pick up the community.
It just made me laugh. Assassin says Jordan was off screen because he had to read the lyrics for the Eze song.
Yeah.
That's not actually true. That's not actually true. I can see why they said that, but it's not actually true.
Are you watching every game, Jordan?
Every game, man. Sometimes twice.
Sometimes twice.
Come on.
No, but it sounds like you're watching every pod, Matisse. Thank you, man.
Listen,
Yeah.
You know the law, the history.
Yes,
like you're an avid watcher.
Of course.
Thank you.
I'm locked in. I know what I know what I'm getting here. The quality. So yeah, man, it's been quality. And you guys are bringing on new guests every single time. You just don't know what you're getting as well. It's mad unpredictable. Like, I'm sure you're seeing the comments. Other fan base like, oh, I wonder who's on this week. I'm like, yo, this is mad.
Yeah. I know we'll get a couple not liking that you're on, like we got a couple not liking Cam's on, but people, we're live. Well, I say we're live. We record twice a week, every week after every single game, and it's nice, in my opinion, refreshing to hear an opposition view without any bias. And we try and make sure the guest, especially the opposition guest, comes on without any bias. If you want the bias, Big 6 tonight, make sure you're there. That's hella bias, but yeah, if you've enjoyed, make sure you're subscribed. And a heads up as well, if you don't know, which you should know because everyone knows, branching out, a new podcast from Matisse over on his channel. It launched a couple of weeks ago during international break. I was on the first episode, nearly 2 hours long. So, you know, this is my community here on this channel. So, you know, if you're interested to hear more, go over to Matisse's channel. I've never done anything as in-depth as that. So make sure you show it some love, and more guests to come, people. Interesting guests, intriguing guests, and all.
And can I say, Matisse, like, I know we all say like big up, you know, and everything, but genuinely, like, I've been lucky enough to see the production and everything. You like, it's unbelievable, and that's a shout out to the Big 6 and everything you guys are doing. Do you know what absolutely sent me was people on Twitter asking whether there was actually like a Big 6 house where you all do content. And I just,
And then,
I think
did-
Skullduggery was getting involved.
Did you see
Anyway,
Scar reply? He said, "It's the we live together, and it's called the Clout House." What a, what a mug! He's all the way in Bali on holiday.
He's not even in the country. No, honestly.
like, but
Well,
it's not like it's not Clout House, but it's not miles off a little content like
factory.
Man,
a cul-de-sac. It's a content
Yeah.
cul-de-sac you've got.
Yeah, that's a great way
It's
to describe it.
really, really, really impressive. But that branching out was great. I know a lot about Turkish. That was a pleasure, just listening to it in a different way as well. But I learned so much about even just YouTube, listening to you and Saeed as well. I was sat there taking notes. It's like a lecture. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, so I should upload it. Okay, that sounds good.
I'm halfway through it. I haven't finished
and you
it
know
yet.
what? I don't know if it's linked. My sister called me yesterday. She said, "Your dad wants to see you." So I don't know if he watched Branching Out or not. But yeah,
Really?
I might be seeing my dad soon. I don't know. We'll see
That's
how it
mad.
goes, man. So
That's
yeah, you
mad.
can put that on the resume. Branching Out, reconnecting families.
Reconnecting families. That's what we're doing. We're reconnecting communities. YouTube and off YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Maybe one day I'll do my own episode, like in depth for myself. Maybe my dad might reach out.
Brother, it worked for me, bro. It worked for me.
It's how we get our
Matisse will be the
fathers back in
first-
our lives.
Matisse, you'll be the
Yeah.
first person in history to get an interview with Messi and Ronaldo simultaneously. You have them
Oh.
both sat there
Yeah.
I would
Like-
love it.
in your
I would love
studio,
it.
just going, I'm glad we can make this happen, boys. So who's
Sort
the
it
go?
out. Why is Ronaldo always mentioning Messi and Messi's never said a word? Is it a language barrier? Have you never understood what he's been saying? What's been going on? But no, I appreciate it, man. Like, yeah, it's been in the pipeline for a while, so it's just so nice to actually finally have some episodes released, and then we got a couple more coming in December, so it's gonna be good, man.
Come on. And I know a couple of the names, people, and I'm sure you're going to be interested. So subscribe over at Matisse's channel, it's in the description below, and all the other channels, they are there too. So show some love. As always, hit the like button right here. As always, we'll be back after the Chelsea game. As always, it'll be out Monday morning, I believe. So look out for that one. The only way you can be first is to make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. We're at people. Love for the love. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed to all channels here, because the Chelsea game, big one, and we're doing content all over the gaff. Little heads up there. We're at people. Peace.